beautiful soul. Welcome to the Quantum Business Queen podcast. This podcast is a vortex for activating wealth, riches, and boss bitches. It is here that I teach multi-dimensional business. Our content will fall under 3 different categories: 5D quantum creation, 4D frequency alchemy, and the most potent 3D strategy. Every aspect of business that contributes to the creation of success is covered here. Plus, I will be personally interviewing the most amazing boss bitches that are at the forefront of the game, paving the way for money, magic, and magnetism in business. Let's get ready to activate all of that within you. Hello, I'm so excited to bring you part 2 of how to work with the frequency of money. You guys, this is so crazy powerful. I've gotten so many stories from people who have listened and applied, and I'm really doubling down on this work myself. Like, I am using these connections, using these frequencies to really create and co-create a lot that I'm experiencing right now in my current reality. So please do more than listen to this. Please apply it. Please embody it, because these are the very things that will change your life. And if you are interested, there is a Black Friday deal where I will give you full access to the Deep Undoing Money Edition for just $500 or 2 payments of $250. Anyway, beautiful soul, without further ado, here is part 2. Okay. The other thing is desire. Now, again, it's so funny when I bring up these words, because if you really look at it, we've been taught you shouldn't love money. You know, we've been subconsciously tricked into not valuing ourselves properly because you're this or you're that, or you're judged or you're labeled as certain things. And we've also been told that our desires are wrong, right? We've also been told, you know, if you think about a lot of what's taught, and religion definitely has its place, but you know, like, oh my goodness, like how you're in sin if you're given to your desires, right? But you need to really love what you desire. Love your desires. Tune into what your desires are. Your job is to create and enjoy the desire for money and things. Desire has a purpose. Okay. This is coming from the consciousness of money. Desire has a very, very specific purpose. So know that if you desire something, it's because there's a purpose behind it. People, you do not desire things in vain, right? So desire has to come first to activate the flow of nature. Of course it does. If you didn't have a desire, there would be nothing there to activate these laws of the universe, right? And so what do? We've been taught to turn away from our desires. We've been taught to suppress them. We've been taught that they're wrong. We've been taught all of these things that, you know, if I don't value myself, then who am I to have all of this, right? Because you can see how all of these kind of get together now, and how all of these 4 are so crucial in order to activate your connections to the streams of consciousness that are trying to make its way to you. But we've been shutting them down, turning them away, saying we don't deserve them, and all of the things. Okay. Or if this is making sense, if you've caught yourself in any of these kind of traps, because that's what these are. These are traps. Before I move on, so if you need me to elaborate. Okay. So just know that your desire has a purpose. It has to come first. Desire is the first step in activating the flow of money. It is the desire. So stop shutting the desires down. Get very curious about it. And then what happens is you have a desire and it's activated. And then you got to be careful, because what can come after desire is the program, right? Is this sneaky distortion of who am I to? This never worked out for me in the past, or whatever. You can activate. A lot of the times we suppress our desires because we're too afraid of disappointment, right? So you got to be really careful with this. So you have to feel into in your body, where's that disappointment sitting from whatever's past storyline, from whatever past distortion, from whatever past experience was there. Shift that out through all the techniques you have from the Quantum Coach certification, and you can sit in the purity of your desire, knowing that it has a very clear purpose. And the main purpose of desire is to activate the connection of money. It activates the flow, right? It doesn't activate necessarily the connection. Sorry. It activates the flow. And the value and the love is what opens your channel up. And the value is the amount by which you allow it to come through. So desire activates. It's like, boom, it's here, it's activated, it's flow, it's coming. Then we love it. We love the desire, knowing that it's on our way. We love. When we can stay in love with the desire, we keep our channel open, knowing it's making our way to us. So when we amplify our value, then we know that we're deserving to receive. Can you see how all of these kind of spill into each other? Very powerful. Okay. And the last frequency, we use appreciation to enhance the flow. Appreciate everything, every purchase, every payment, every debt, every transaction. So this is a really powerful exercise. When you can really be so open and deliberate around how you sit in the energy of just pure appreciation. Like when you're having any exchange in appreciation, like when you're paying for your coffee at the cafe, when you're paying for your dinner at the restaurant, appreciate. When you're paying off a debt, appreciate. It is one of the most powerful ways to enhance the flow of energy. This enhances your flow, right? So we look at desire activates it. Desire activates the flow. Love opens up your channels to receive the flow. Value allows you to receive more and more and more and more. And then appreciation will enhance it all. It will enhance it all. So here's the thing. And it's like, oh, how the hell am I going to appreciate debt? Okay. Appreciating debt allows you to pay it off a lot quicker because you are seeing it for what it truly is. So it's a means for leveraging. So we see, debt can feel like a trap. It can feel like a hole. It can feel like whatever label you give it. It can feel like scarcity, whatever label you give it. But when you actually understand it for what it is, it's a means for leveraging, and you appreciate the leverage of it, the ability to be in that state of leveraging, you create more leverage, right? So it's not about creating the deficit. That's what we associate debt with being. We associate debt with deficit. What does that mean? It means lack. It means we don't have. When we understand it for what it is, when we reposition it as it is a means for leverage, right? It's a means to leverage. Then we appreciate that ability to leverage. We create more leverage and we pay off our debt so much quicker. And I remember doing this so many times in my past, and it's so crazy powerful. I paid off my student loans in my first year of working in corporate. I just remember it just being such a joyous thing, paying it, and not little did I know anything about all of this energy stuff, right? But I just enjoyed the fact that I was doing this and I was paying it. And when you're in the energy of really appreciating everything that you can send the money to, you can keep activating the flow, you can keep your channels open, you can be in appreciation. It's like miraculous things happen in terms of your ability to transcend what you felt was like a never-ending hole that you can't get yourself out of, into having everything around you feel like you're just able to leverage, and more opportunity comes through and things happen a lot quicker. So appreciating everything that you once felt density around, it flips the whole paradigm of that experience in really, really, really crazy, powerful ways. And when I look at other people's worlds within a world and what their story and their worlds were around student debt, they were taking 10, 20 years sometimes to pay it off, right? Because people can go crazy when it comes to university and how much debt it can get you into. But I remember I paid my way through college and I paid off my whole university degree. And yeah, I think it was just over a year. I forget exactly the amount, but I was in this blissful state of appreciation. And when you play in that game, things just flip themselves around to support you, to carry you. And it is magic. It is purely magic. But of course, we are not programmed to appreciate deficit. We are programmed to be afraid of it. We are programmed to have it feel like we're put in scarcity. Why? And then we're being convinced to leverage more and more and more of it. We should have home loans. We should have credit cards. We should have all these things. And then it's a way of perpetuating the fear, the scarcity, the deficit, the powerlessness, right? But if we understood, we could do whatever. We could leverage whatever loans we wanted, credit cards or whatever. But if we did it from a state of appreciation, this is true power. because we're actually leveraging. We're not in deficit. We're leveraging, and we can appreciate that ability to leverage more and more and more and more come. So it's about flipping the programming on its head and changing the whole paradigm around this. And your reality by law will reflect that, by law. All right, beautiful souls. So these are the 4 energies that you really need to start playing with, that you really need to start co-creating with, that will change everything for you. Remember that in no particular order, but if we look at desire, right? We love our desires. This activates the possibility, like it has to activate. Desire is there for a reason. It activates the flow of energy. Desire is the activator that activates the flow of energy. And then what does love do? Love opens your channel to receive your desire. The value will determine the volume, right? You will cap yourself at whatever level you value yourself. So the value determines how much you are able to receive. So you need to work on expanding your own value. You need to work on expanding your own self-worth. Appreciation will activate the growth. So appreciation will just perpetuate the positive aspects of everything you experience in money. So these are the 4 energies that are crucial to work with when it comes to playing with money as a consciousness, playing with money as a stream of energy, understanding how it's trying to make its way to you, but also understanding how we've shut ourselves off from it and how we've closed ourselves down. So, beautiful souls. This is the transmission for the Deep Undoing Money Edition. Wow. If you have any questions, let me know. But this concludes this week's session. The best work you could ever do is this. And it literally might take 20 minutes every morning, where it's like I'm opening myself up to all of these frequencies, and anything that is an opposing energy that feels dense, dig into, shift it, clear it, and then work on the muscles of building the love, the value, the appreciation, and the desire. Yeah, it's really, 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 really powerful stuff. Anytime I step into these teachings, it's like, this is stuff annoying for me. And sometimes you just kind of fall into the monotony of life and the routines and this and that, and you can fall out of this. The second I am so conscious around this and so deliberate, it is like clockwork, you guys. It is truly like clockwork. How ironic. Things start opening. Oh, the random person finds me from wherever. And it's so funny. Every time I ask somebody, how did you find me? It's never through, oh, I found you on an ad or whatever. It's always just you randomly popped up on Spotify, or you randomly popped up, you were interviewed by this. And I'm like, wow, that's really, really cool. And these are the streams. There are thousands of connections. There are thousands of opportunities that are trying to make its way, but we have shut ourselves down. We've closed ourselves off purely because of the programming, right? But when you can really tap into these 4 energies, it flips everything on its head in a really, really, really powerful way. Money is unlimited. There are thousands of connections trying to be made. Remember that. And it is unlimited. It is unlimited. Make this a mantra that you cement in your subconscious, right? Money is unlimited. The mere fact, and again, you see these distortions everywhere, that we are told that it is a limited, finite resource is why there is corruption, right? And corruption is what has people under the illusion that they're in control, that other powers are in control. So we get to flip this. And guys, this work goes beyond. I want to have this last point really hit home and just have you understand this goes beyond you being able to attract money. This is the great awakening, right? When you awaken to this, when you embody this, you, by quantum entanglement, will have a ripple effect that will just start the awakening across the world, because you've changed your frequencies by releasing these old patterns, distortions, and programs. And when you embody these new ideals without you having to speak a word to anyone, you are shifting the consciousness of the planet. So this work is so much more important than activating channels and having more abundance. And that's important as well. But when you understand the truth of nature and the truth of energy and the truth of the laws of money, you awaken everyone to the true essence of freedom. And that's what this is about. So remember, this work goes far beyond being able to experience all the material aspects of this world, which is wonderful. It goes far beyond. It's about like true liberation. So please understand the importance of this. Please, like, don't take it lightly. Like, this is a mission. You guys have been put here in front of me to activate these truths within you, because your soul said yes to coming onto this planet right now to help with this awakening. And this is part of it. The true realization of you are just a consciousness playing with another consciousness. And in order to play powerfully, these are the things that you need to awaken within yourself. Okay. I love you guys. I'm going to leave you with that. I will see you next week. Love you. Bye. Thank you so much for listening today, beautiful soul. I hope you got so much gold and were activated in such a way that you could step into your highest timeline of abundance and freedom, because it is more than possible for you. If that desire has been planted in your soul, it is so deliberate. If you wouldn't mind, please rate, review, subscribe to this podcast so that we can get this message into the hearts and ears of more amazing light beings across the world. I would love to continue this conversation with you, so feel free to get in touch on Instagram at sarah.tynan.quantumcoach. If you're a Facebook person, you can find me on Facebook at facebook.com/Sarah Tynan International. And please don't ever forget, if your desire is there, it's because your destiny is there too. You just have to remember who you are. Bye for now, beautiful.